Welcome to Football Guys Sunday Morning Live. I am your host, Joey Wright. I have stolen Jagger May's glasses, but Jagger is still here with us, even though we can't see, along with Jeff Bell. Guys, how are we doing today?
I think today's a trap day. Everything's super scratched. The spreads are all like mostly above 5. Everything just seems weird. I've never seen everything go according to plan. So
I hear that.
Jeff,
We with no buys this week, so we've got full
Yeah.
lineups, but I still feel, even with full lineups, I feel less confident this week than maybe I have in the last couple weeks.
Yep.
Yeah, I was yelling at Jeff before the show about T. Higgins. We were talking like I have moved him in and out of my lineups so many times in the past 24 hours. I'm sick of it. Guys, we'll be here today with you until 12:30. Lots of fun stuff ahead. Today, Jeff's with us for the first half hour. As usual, glad to have him back after last week. Jeff, you had family out of town and you were solo watching the kids, so you made it out alive. We're happy to see you. Joining us for the second half hour will be Matt Montgomery, straight off his wedding. Right off his honeymoon. He's coming to join us today. So he should be nice and tan and full of love. So excited to see him. And then he'll be over in our Discord for the Sunday morning AMA from noon until kickoff after his segment at 11:30. And then in the last half hour, injury expert Adam Hutchinson will be joining us to recap over the injuries and hopefully give us some answers on the burning T. Higgins question that I have in my heart. But before we have Adam on, guys, we're going to look at the injuries and let you know who's out today. Out today. Oh, Jagger, look at that. Had it pulled up for me. Dallas Goedert is out today for the Eagles. Tajay Spears, Mike Evans, and Chris Godwin are both out. Godwin is out for the season. So if you've got him in any redraft lineups, he is safe to go ahead and cut loose. Jagger, what are we hearing on Mike Evans as far as how long he's going to be out? What's the word?
To be honest, I don't know. I mean, and I'm at the point now in the season where anything they tell me, I don't believe anymore, if that makes sense. So, yeah. I mean, obviously, and you're not drafting him or anything like that. And I hope you picked up Trey Palmer or Jalen McMillan or like pretty much any of their depth pieces. Cause luckily we've seen the Buccaneers have a lot of depth.
Do you have a preference? I'll ask you both that with the Buccaneers wide receivers between McMillan, Palmer, and Sterling Shepard's there as well.
McMillan, who's who I like when Mike Evans is out. Trey Palmer is who I like when Chris Godwin is out.
Okay.
That's funny because I feel the exact opposite. So
really?
Like Palmer is the guy that is able to potentially win downfield. And so, I mean, my preference is Cade Otton, to be honest with you. I'm just nervous about all three of them. Liam Cohen kind of said he didn't know which of the three more or less. And I really want to buy into McMillan the most, but we just haven't ever seen him put it together. Whereas Palmer, we have seen him put it together in stints as a supporting option behind Evans and Godwin, but it doesn't seem like they're as in love with Palmer as they were last year.
Another thing is that McMillan's been out there for like 70% of snaps all season long, and he hasn't really earned targets. So,
and
Liam Cohen told McMillan.
He was hurt, and then Sterling Shepard seemed to kind of take his job when he was out So I like Sterling Shepard in the slot. I just don't think there's any ceiling on Sterling Shepard.
Yeah, I think if Cade Otton can just stay off falling on his head, I think he's going to have a really great game today. But no more somersaults, buddy. We need you out there. We're losing everybody. Also missing today, future Tampa Bay Buccaneers wide receiver Deontay Johnson will not be in today for the Carolina Panthers. They're not trading him in division. But anyways, Juwan Jennings also not going to be playing today. Juju Smith-Schuster and Curtis Samuel are all out. So if you've got those guys in your lineups, get them out. Questionable today, Jaden Daniels. It's looking pretty promising that he is going to play today. They're going to test it in pregame warmups. Most likely when Adam's on the show, we're going to have a clear-cut answer there. So we'll come back to Jaden Daniels. If you've got any start-sit questions, Jaden Daniels, at this point, though, we're probably going to be erring to the side of caution unless we get the definitive. Yes, he is starting. Zay Flowers, questionable for today. Tyreek Hill, Bucky Irving, and as I mentioned, T. Higgins. It is looking like T. Higgins is not going to play at this point, but we've heard different on that. With the Dolphins today, Jagger. Tyreek Hill, he's questionable, but he is expected to be out there. Is this the return game for Waddle and Hill that we've been waiting for with two out there?
I mean, yeah, I expected. Arizona is a good matchup. luckily Tua plays quarterback. I know there's still going to be a little bit of rust, but it's not like he's a wide receiver that hasn't been running for the last couple of weeks. So to me, it should be business as usual. And if you have Dolphins players, you are excited.
Perfect. Jeff, if Jaden Daniels doesn't go, what does Marcus Mariota do for the? I don't think anyone's out there starting Marcus Mariota unless they absolutely have to. But as far as Terry McLaurin, any other pass catching options, does that move them down a lot for you?
It does, yeah. If Marcus Mariota is the quarterback for the Commanders are a full avoid for me going up against this Bears defense. Maybe Mariota might enter the quarterback 2 conversation in Superflex lineups just because of the rushing, but we've already seen Mariota unable to support Drake London, unable to support Kyle Pitts. So the idea going up against a difficult Bears defense that we're feeling good about, Terry McLaurin, much less any other ambiguous option, is not there at all.
I usually have a tough time ranking my top 4 quarterbacks in a week. Like, okay, who am I going to put? This week, it was actually harder to rank my bottom 4 quarterbacks just because there's really tough matchups with really bad quarterbacks. I'm like, who's going to be the worst out of these guys? So this is actually a tough ranking decision I had to make there.
Bryce Young has earned quarterback 32 spot for me until proven different.
Probably because of the depleted weapons. He doesn't have Thielen or he doesn't have Deontay Johnson. Looks like Bryce Young is probably the safe bet. Expected to play today, as we mentioned. Tua is going to be out there. Jonathan Taylor will also be starting today. Yay, get excited, folks. He's back. Dalvin Cook is set to make his start for the Dallas Cowboys. Jagger, are you rolling out any Dalvin Cook if you need to today? Or is it just still a Rico show there?
I mean, I have a dynasty roster that I have Dalvin Cook on. Like that's where I'm putting Dalvin Cook in. So, did you like Ezekiel Elliott this year? If you didn't, if you did, then cool. Roll out Dalvin Cook. So.
All right. And Bryce Young also is going to be starting today for the Carolina Panthers. And then Chris Olave is expected to be out there. He cleared concussion protocol. George Kittle and Deebo Samuel expected to play today, and Ladd McConkey. The Deebo Samuel, it's a little nerve-wracking because it is the night game today against Dallas. But make sure is it Jacob Cowling? Is that his name, Jeff?
Jacob Cowling
would get the start if Deebo misses. So, and he's pretty available out there. So that might not be a terrible wide receiver handcuff to throw on your bench just in case Deebo doesn't start and you got to roll him out there. All right. And then not expected today, Travis Etienne Jr. is doubtful along with Alan Lazard, DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf is going to test it in pregame warmups though, but they're saying still looking towards doubtful. Derek Carr, no go, and Quentin Johnston does not look like he's going to be out there. Guys, were there anybody that I missed? I think I hit them all. Yep.
You got them.
Well, just a reminder, go ahead and like this video and subscribe if you've not subscribed already. But who are we kidding? If you're here, you've already subscribed. But still, if you're here for the very first time, welcome, subscribe. And we're going to hop into these start and sit questions. Dane, once again, out there. I think Dane's the first question every week. Welcome in as normal, Dane. Morning, all. I'm starting Tua over Kyler or Jaden Daniels. Is he, Jagger?
Over Jaden Daniels for sure. Kyler, I think he's boom bust, and most of the time it's boom because he rushes. But I probably would have it Kyler Tua Daniels.
Okay, I think that's good. And then Waddle, Dell, or JSN. Jeff, pick 2 to start.
Waddle, Dell, JSN. Waddle's definitely one to start with Tua starting, and then if it's pull PPR, I would start JSN over Dell.
Okay. And Chris in here with us, and he's got half of a shirt on, so hopefully he finds the other half soon. Morning, guys. 12-man PPR flex start. JSN, Chuba Hubbard, Rashad White, assuming T. Higgins isn't playing. Jeff, what about those?
It's going to be Rashad White.
Rashad
White for me in this one. I could see the argument for Chuba Hubbard maybe, and I think boom bust if you want to go JSN. But what we saw last week from White, especially with Bucky Irving dinged up and no wide receivers, I think White's going to be heavily involved in the passing game.
And then Goff or Murray at quarterback, Jagger.
Murray.
All right. 2 Poly 6. Good morning, football guys. That's us. PPR, need a wide receiver and 2 flex from the following. So Lockett, Diggs, Keenan Allen, Javonte Williams, Rashad Bateman, and Keon Coleman. So who's the wide receiver out of that group, Jagger, that you're most comfortable starting?
Diggs.
Yeah, Diggs. And then, I agree with that. 2 flex.
Keenan Allen should be 1, I think.
Okay.
Jeff, you got the other?
Javonte Williams. You're playing Javonte Williams against Carolina. Looks like he's taken over that backfield. I would play probably Rashad Bateman over Keenan Allen, and with Tyler Lockett as consideration without DK Metcalf, but we don't know right now that we're without DK Metcalf.
Question off the board: like, how excited are we for Bo Nix today? Is this? I mean, he's been pretty serviceable this season.
Yeah.
Is he a start today?
I would say start. He's not top 12 quarterback for me, but he's in my top 15.
Yeah, and Superflex, you're happy, especially.
Absolutely. Kevin in here, 2 tough ones, gents. Half PPR, Kraft or Ferguson, Jagger?
I think I have Ferguson ahead of Kraft this week. No, I'm sorry. I have Kraft ahead, but by 2 spots because he's against Jacksonville. So.
All right, and then 2 running backs, Jagger out of Chuba, Javonte, and Montgomery.
Montgomery and Javonte.
Yeah. David Montgomery, we said it last week, when he's healthy, I mean, he's a top 10 running back. He just proves it every week.
Last week was his first week without a touchdown since he's been a Lion, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and he missed like a quarter of football last week too. So
yeah.
Here's a trade question from Dane. Should I try to move Tank Bigsby to the ETN manager for Rico Dowdle? Jeff, is that a trade that
I'm holding? No, I'm holding Tank Bigsby here. I don't think Tank Bigsby is just kind of a blip because of injury to ETN, whereas Dowdle, I mean, they're activating Dalvin Cook, and I think they kind of made some comments they are not happy with the production in Dallas. Anything could be in play in Dallas. Even Travis said ETN could be in play in Dallas. So just saying.
Andrew Goodman, always great to see you on Sunday morning. It's great to see you as well. What's your avatar there? A construction site. That's always good. Construction and building up of communities is wonderful, and we support that here at Football Guys. Would you start Pickens over McLaurin and half PPR if Daniels is out? I think I might do that regardless if Daniels is in or out.
No,
regardless.
Those hands, Russell Wilson seems to like them on Pickens. And then he does. Just catches the ball. I don't know. Running for running back 2, Montgomery, Najee, or Chase Brown. Thank you, Andrew.
It's Montgomery. Like we've been saying, guys, you're playing Montgomery's an every week starter, regardless of matchup. Just put him in.
All right, Jim's still stranded on that island. Standard League, need 2 wide receivers. Neighbors, bad quarterback against Pittsburgh. Pickens, Brian Thomas Jr. By the way, he got rescued off the island, guys. We can stop sending the boats and the planes. But now I don't know what to make about Jim next week. So I'll figure something out before then. Jeff, he needs 2 wide receivers. Who are those wide receivers going to be?
It's Neighbors and Pickens for me. I mean, I understand concerns about Neighbors, but the volume, I think, has shown itself to be there. And then Pickens, I think Pickens is a borderline top 12 option with Russell Wilson at quarterback.
And it's not like Brian Thomas Jr. has an easy matchup because he's going to get Jair Alexander. So,
and then a note on Jacksonville too. There was a kind of a tweet yesterday from Adam Schefter that Christian Kirk and Deontay Johnson right now are the top 2 options kind of on the wide receiver trade market. So I would not be overly shocked to see maybe a showcase game for Christian Kirk this week.
Okay. I was excited I didn't expect to see Christian Kirk's name on that tweet. Those are the top 2 trade options because Jacksonville seems to love him and they paid him like they love him too. So it's interesting. But that might just mean they love Brian Thomas Jr. even more. I know I do. Good morning. I have a tight end dilemma. Well, here we are. We're going to solve it. And your dog seems like he's too cool for the show, but I'm glad he still showed up. Currently, I have Kraft in my PPR flex and Kittle in a tight end spot. Okay. Do y'all think I should put Kraft in the tight end spot and put Khalif Raymond or Christian Watson in the flex?
I don't want Khalif Raymond.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. I just was just saying that.
No, Jagger, I'm with you. I don't really trust Khalif Raymond this week. But Watson's interesting. He's got a good matchup against
with
the Jaguars.
Without a premium, I think without a tight end premium on that, I'm playing Watson over Kraft just for the potential upside in Watson.
Perfect. All right. And then Higgins are down. Jagger.
Higgins, if he plays. I mean,
If he
that's
plays.
yeah.
I picked up Yoshibots, though, to play in case Higgins does not play. I have Higgins in 5 leagues, and I was able to get him in 2 of those 5. So I think that's a good plug-in if you need to. JR Wiggle with the Avatar of the Day so far. Pick 2, half PPR, White, Najee, or Javonte Williams, Jeff.
Javonte Williams is a very high play for me against Carolina. And then I probably lean White in half PPR over Najee.
Mike in here with us. Good morning, all. Full PPR, need a flex player. Odunze, Hopkins, McConkey, or Ray Davis. And as always, Cooper sends his regards. Jagger.
I think they said Hopkins is going to be on a very, very short leash. Look at the coach speak index on that to see how honest that is. I think I'm going to lean a Dunze for upside here. But I do like I think Ray Davis has made himself a safe floor play. I don't, Jeff, you're the Bills guy. Do you think he's a good, like if you just need someone to stick in a flex spot for a floor, do you like Ray Davis?
I don't know that I trust it yet. I don't know. I mean, Puka Nacua was limited on Thursday night, and we saw what limited turned in. A limited role for Puka Nacua turned into.
Well, Puka's also 22 years old. Okay, or like not really. I think he's older than that, but still.
I think DeAndre Hopkins is going to get in the end zone, and I feel better about DeAndre Hopkins getting into the end zone over any of these other 3 options. I'll just say that way.
That's a fair point.
Yeah. Gabe in here. Good morning, you beautiful people. Oh, Gabe. Oh, you shouldn't have. Full PPR, Brian Thomas Jr. or JSN, assuming Metcalf doesn't play. And we are assuming Metcalf's not going to be out there this week. Jeff, BTJ or JSN?
Brian Thomas Jr. for me. I just think he's shown himself to have a higher ceiling.
And he is the official player of the show. So we do have to say his name positively at least one time. Olave or Tank Bigsby? Jagger, PPR?
Tank.
And Bruce in here. Rapid fire, standard, superflex, Gino or Lawrence? Jeff.
Gino.
Jagger, Chubb or Stevenson?
Chubb.
Joey, Tillman or McConkey? Tillman. Jeff, Kincaid or Otten?
Otten.
Can we talk about Tillman? I think we're way too excited for Tillman. I don't know, man. I'm not. I'm just not there at all with Tillman.
You know, every week Twitter's got a player that it's so really excited for, and every week that player scores 5 PPR points, and this week it's Tillman. So just saying.
Okay.
And Bruce, that's the last time you call the shots on the show. Just want to let you know that. All right, yak up. Good morning, Starshines. Thank you. PPR, sit Laporta or Hunter Henry? Which one are you sitting, Jagger?
Man, is it weird? If you take away Sam Laporta's name, you're going to say Hunter Henry, that you're going to want to put Hunter Henry in.
We wouldn't have an option. It would just be Hunter Henry.
Well, I meant like if you put, Johnny Munt on Sam Laporta, it wouldn't even be a question or something. I think Hunter Henry is the safe option, but if you want someone who can score a touchdown or make a big play, Laporta's that guy.
Mm-hmm. And if you believe in conspiracy theories, when I woke up this morning, Dan Campbell, there's a video of Dan Campbell, is the first thing I saw when I woke up, which would mean to play Sam Laporta. So if you believe in that, yeah.
Well, that's just wish casting. That's not even a conspiracy theory.
I know. Michael Regine, full PPR, flex, Ladd, Downs, or Franklin, Jeff?
I don't love any of them. Probably Downs, I guess. I think, yeah.
Good morning, everyone. That was me. And saying good morning to the chat earlier today when I was putting stuff in here. Munsey Munz, welcome back. Good morning, fellas. Scraping the bottom of the barrel here for my RB2. I need one between. Now, this isn't scraping the bottom of the barrel. This is like you've reached the middle of the barrel to get the pickle. You've got a pickle. Is it going to taste good or not? We don't know. Rico, Mostert, or Jalen Warren, Jagger? Which pickle are you eating?
Mostert.
Okay. That does actually sound kind of like a pickle, like a Mostert pickle. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Morning. Hey, morning, terminal sarcasm. I'm actually deciding between Caleb and Mahomes. Cray.
No,
I think
you're
I said
not.
cray the correct way too.
You've
Jagger.
already decided. It just hurts your heart.
Mhm. No, I mean, I
Where
would.
are you
Caleb,
guys
right?
ranking Patrick Mahomes this week?
He's 12 for me. I need to pull my
Oh.
rankings up actually, but yeah.
Yeah, I was
know
about to
that
say
I moved him to 12.
16. That's pretty good. That's generous for me here lately. So,
Maybe I'm the idiot, but I'm buying in here that I think there's some hate in his heart for the Raiders, and I think that this is going to be a statement game here. This week.
The guy I
is
like
it
narratives.
fair to hate the
Patrick Mahomes
Raiders?
puppet.
What?
Did you
Like,
not see the Kermit the Frog puppet?
Well, there was the Christmas Day game last year. There was a lot of stuff after that game, and by the way, the Chiefs have not lost, I don't believe, after that
Ever.
game. So since
They've never lost a game.
Doesn't feel like it, man.
I don't know that they have. I mean, I could look at the schedule, but I don't think they did lose after that, and it seems like they hate in the heart for the Raiders.
All right. Well, Munsey's got another question for us. Would you drop Trey Benson
Yes.
for Dalvin Cook or Cedric Tillman? Which one do you prefer, Jagger?
If I am Tillman.
Tillman? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to read the question first. I'm just going to put them up.
Is it JB's grandmama?
Yeah, it's JB's grandmama. Yeah. Good morning, my sweeties. Jaden Daniels playing today or what? We're kind of waiting to see. We've heard some optimism. JB's grandmom. Oh, it's grandmama. It's not just grandma now. Now that they're backing up the flow there. Grandmama needs a new pair of shoes. Well, we don't want you to walk around barefoot. We've seen them feet, and they are disgusting. Norman E. Morning all. What'd you say?
She wears J's.
Mm-hmm. Morning all. If Higgins is in, pick one. If he's out, pick two. Okay, thank you.
I like
Half
that.
PPR. Harrison Jr., Tracy, Bateman, or Tillman? Jeff.
I mean, I'm still playing Marvin Harrison Jr. over this group, probably just going down with the ship, I guess, in half PPR. I think Bateman would be my other choice here. I'm really curious what Zay Flowers' potentially limited role would look like, and Bateman has looked very good.
Morning all. With Godwin and Deontay out, need to flex two in PPR. So Brian Thomas Jr., Tillman, McMillan, Chuba, Ray Davis. Well, you got some good options. I'll have to say, if you lost two people, you do have some serviceable options there. Jagger, which two would you be putting in?
BTJ and Chuba.
Is there?
Okay.
Should Brian Thomas Jr. still be in these questions?
No.
I think it has to do with the matchup this week.
Really?
Okay, but we think Brian Thomas Jr. is a top 20 option, probably, like most weeks.
Yeah,
I will say it's weak. And I think another thing too is where people drafted Brian Thomas Jr., they have options. You got to think, and like most people drafted Brian Thomas Jr. as like their third or fourth wide receiver. So like, cool, I've got the stud out here, and now I have a real decision to make. So
I have a little breaking news, guys. It might not be breaking. I just saw it. T. Higgins is officially out today. So get out of the lineups. Andre Yoshivas becomes a play this week. Jamar Chase should get all that he wants today. Any other options, passing options there in Cincinnati you're excited about, guys?
No.
Okay.
If they morph all the tight ends into one tight end, I'd be thrilled, but
that's what I said in my head. I was like, can Eric All and Mike Gesicki be one person?
Plus then like when Drew Sample catches the actual touchdown, but
God, I forgot about Drew Sample. All right. SK Hutchinson. Good morning, all. Pick one for a running back in PPR. Antonio Gibson, I'm going to guess, Vidal, or Sean Tucker. Jagger, pick one of those three gentlemen.
Oh, man. They're all the same. I think I'm going to pick Gibson, maybe, just because he has a clear role. Jeff, do you believe in Sean Tucker, or Joey? Do you believe in Sean Tucker as a Bucs fan? I guess because he feels like the bigger dice roll. Like I understand the thought, but he has two other people to share with.
And it's not just the two other people. If it was just Bucky Irving, I would believe in Sean Tucker. But for Shad White's there, I think Rashad White and Sean Tucker are kind of eat each other alive. So if
That-
Bucky wasn't there today, I would be kind of off Tucker.
That Bucks backfield seems like there's somebody standing on the sideline with one of those like counter things, like when you're going through a line and just making sure that all three running backs get the exact same amount of touches.
It was 5-5-5 last week for a little bit.
Yeah. And what we saw with Bucky Irvin and Rashad White, how many weeks was it? 10-10 or like 14-14? It's like,
Yeah, and Kamani Vidal was like the Charles Tillman of 2 weeks ago. So
I kind of do like Vidal though, because given what we've seen from the Saints, man, it feels like there's going to be some garbage time there if the Chargers show up.
that's fair. That's a fair point.
I was checking real quick for any other inactives. I don't really see any other notable ones.
By garbage time, I mean like 18-0 after the Chargers kick 6 field goals because they can't score touchdowns. But yes,
the whole game
Morning
garbage
party
time.
Toby, morning party people. Yeah. McBride at the Fish or Ferguson at San Francisco in half PPR. Jagger.
I have McBride ahead, but Dak being his QB, it does do like mathematically. I think you would want to put Ferguson in. That's not to me. Tight end isn't that differentiated at this point, even with McBride, where I wouldn't do that. I don't know, Jeff. Do you follow that thought process there? Take the stack over McBride or what?
no, I'm playing McBride. I'm hoping for a shootout in the desert, and I'm going to play McBride. Have we seen like? I know Ferguson had one big game, but I feel like we have not seen. I don't know. Ferguson's
I think
not.
all of Dallas has been disappointing. Is the thing.
And I really worry about that 49ers Dallas game of the 49ers just taking the air out of the football, pounding.
Oh yeah,
bad defense.
Fred
for Dallas
Warner
and just
Fred Warner. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, I'm
they got
definitely
the Terminator. Yeah, they got the Terminator. Play McBride.
I agree with you guys with your concerns for Dallas. I also just want to point out that Dak Prescott started last year crappy as well, and he finished super strong. So I don't think he does it 2 years in a row that way, but it's not unprecedented for Dak just to, get on mark. So we'll see. Move my mouse over. James Swanson. Oh, that's a beautiful dog. My wife would actually love to steal your dog. Morning, gentlemen. What would we do with Higgins and his injury? We're not playing him today because we did hear that he is inactive today. So you should swap him out for Jonathan Taylor.
I mean,
would you?
Maybe he's limited, but unless we see that, Jonathan Taylor, you're playing him over probably take Higgins most weeks, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Everyone's favorite Tootsie Pop. Rachel, good morning. I had T. Higgins and Khalil Shakir in at wide receiver. If Higgins is out, yes, he is. Swap in Wandale. Okay, so this is actually good. Wandale, Yoshivas, or Tillman. Where would we go there?
I'd still play Wandale. The thing I like Yoshivas, but we haven't seen a real ceiling in the games that T. Higgins was out. So I don't know if that's just so much going to Jamar Chase or what would happen in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Darren Hansen, pivot for Higgins. We pretty much at that. McMillan thrown in there now. Would you play McMillan?
Not over.
These guys, then?
I would still play Yoshivas and Tillman over McMillan personally.
Yeah. All right. And John, good morning. I need to drop one of these guys to pick up a kicker. Ugh. First thing, John, let's discuss. Do you need kickers in your league? The answer is no, and make that change this offseason. Wide receiver. So who are we going to cut? Tank Dell, Tracy Jr., Irving, Bigsby, Warren, or Ferguson? Oh, those are hard names to cut for a kicker. Jeff, who you cutting?
Jalen Warren, I think, is who I would cut.
All right. And Jeff, I'm going to make that your last question of the day because I've already grown tired of
Warren, and now
you.
I get kicked off the show.
Yeah, this is all it took. Is me to. I don't even disagree with you, but I just want to kick you off. So, Jeff, give the people what they want. We didn't have it the last week.
Clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose. Go out there, win this matchup. Fantasy is a week-to-week game. Do what you got to do. Play defense, whatever it takes. All the stops, just go out and win. And I'm not going to push the red button. Have a great day, everybody.
Bye, Jeff.
It's a game of inches.
Get all right. And with that, we bring on. Oh, I had his thing. Where's it at? Nope. Did we move it? Matthew Montgomery, how you doing today, buddy? We're trying to find your overlay. I don't know where it went.
All good, man. At least we got video and audio this time.
No, we do. Well, I'm not seeing Jagger. If you don't see it in there, just send Dylan a message. Get that overlay in there. You're gonna be Zare today. There we go. But no, we'll get that fixed for you. Sorry about that. It was funny. That was the first one I put up with Jeff was your overlay. So I don't know why it's not there. Anyways, how's it going? Hey, it's been a while since you've been here with us. Good.
Yeah, man. I'm doing good. I'm ready to go. Ready to help people win some leagues today.
All right. And I don't want to disclose in the personal information, but congratulations. You just got married.
Hey, thank you, man. It was awesome. And I just got back from the honeymoon in Jamaica, and it's cold in the Midwest. So,
and you didn't get bleach while you were down there? Like, you got the flow going on. You could have had them.
Oh, I know. I should have came back with braids, but,
All right, let's get back into these questions. Overcome with emotion for your wedding? No. I was offered Hill for Bijan, and he's tempted to. What do you think about that, Matt?
I think you got to go with Bijan. Like, as much as I like Hill, I'm assuming Tyreek Hill and not Justice Hill. But as much as I like Tyreek Hill, we saw that Tua kind of propped him up. Bijan's been pretty consistent. You're getting really, really good volume. And obviously, he's one of the best running backs in the league. So I think I would just, whoever has Bijan, I'd keep him.
Also depends on who you have. If you have depth at running back and none at wide receiver, then that's like a different answer then. So
Andrea's wishing us all a good morning. Terminal sarcasm, also saying good morning. Alejandro Martinez, I nailed that, has a question for us. Play Kirk Cousins or Jared Goff? Matt.
Man, I think this is pretty close. I like Kirk Cousins though. I think I think Jameson Williams' suspension does kind of limit a little bit of the Lions. He's the over-the-top threat. So I think that as a whole, we could see the receivers go down just a little bit. That's one less person the defense has to worry about. And I think Kirk Cousins, with all of his weapons, I just kind of like him more.
Perfect. All right. And then can't believe I'm asking this. Well, here you are. So get with it. Caleb or Mahomes, and we kind of covered that. It would be Caleb. What about for you though, Matt? Like we all agreed it'd be Caleb over Mahomes.
Yeah, it feels weird for sure to say that. I understand why Terminal said I can't believe I'm asking this. It's 9-point passing touchdown, so you're just looking at it from who's going to throw more of those. Because I think the yardage is going to be pretty nominal between the two as far as the difference is, and I just like Caleb a little bit more this week. Although that's a big name to say sit.
Yeah. And I actually do understand the second part of this question, Matt. Allen is in Josh Allen or Jordan Love?
Ooh, Josh Allen. I just think you got to play Josh Allen if you've got him.
Yeah. And Alejandro saying Caleb and Love. Yeah. I get it. I'm not oblivious to it. Good morning, gentlemen. 0.5 point per reception, Ferguson or Pitts at tight end. Matt, where are you going there, bud?
Pitts. I feel gross about it too, though. But I just think Kyle Pitts just has the higher ceiling. He is elite when he wants to be. I just don't always feel like he wants to be for my teams. But I think I like him more than Ferguson.
And boring here. Jagger looks especially handsome today.
I
think we know that Bohr doesn't like glasses because that's that. No. He's been here all along. This is like a she's all that situation.
Yeah, I was about to say. Like,
just took. Do we have? Can we clear up the music? Do we have that? No, don't have a license to that. Okay.
Joey's my Freddie Prinze Jr.
Okay, that needs to be a T-shirt. Like, don't question what you're getting for Christmas from me, Jagger. It's coming. All right. AJ Lee in here. Morning, fellas. 0.5 point per reception. Pick 3. So out of Pickens, Jaden Reed, Debo Samuel, Ricky Pearsall, Devontae Adams, or Marvin Harrison Jr. Jagger, we'll go back to you. Pick 3 of those gentlemen.
Pickens, Reed, Debo. You did it, dude.
Andrea, I think she's playing me, so I don't want to give her this. So we're going to skip her. No, I'm kidding. We'll go back to her. Brian Robinson Jr., Devontae Adams. Put Brian. Oh, wow. See, Brian Thomas Jr. Well, see, that's confusing.
Oh,
but I knew who they are.
Me too.
Yeah, and so Robinson, Adams, or Thomas need one.
I think I'm going BTJ. I think I'm going BTJ, but I think either it's a tie between him. It's both Robinson. It's Robinson and Thomas for me. I think Adams is the least on that list.
Robinson's. I'm worried because of Bears. So,
Guys, we've officially reached it. Cars can have YouTube accounts now. So the car is asking us, morning guys, Drake May or Patrick Mahomes? Jagger.
I actually think this week I have Mahomes ahead of Drake May, and yeah, that's true. That's true. So yeah, this is the week I'd play Mahomes over Drake May. Ask me again next week. It's probably the opposite.
Okay, I'm gonna make a note to ask you again next week.
Noted.
Carlos, hola muchachos. PPR league for flex. Tracy or Noah Fant? Matt, what do we think?
I'm going to go with Tracy just because I don't trust Noah Fant at all. I don't necessarily trust Tracy that much better, but I just do think he has a better upside.
Like, you don't trust Noah Fant in fantasy, or like to do your laundry? Like,
I'm sure he's a heck of a guy, but as far as fantasy goes, he's not really giving me much.
There you go. Half PPR league for the third flex. Bateman versus Cleveland or Michael Wilson versus Miami. And yes, you'll never walk alone. That's for me, guys. Hopefully it's for you guys. You have any Liverpool fans, I can get you on board. Jagger, Bateman or Wilson? Pick one.
Bateman. He's been really efficient, and he looks as good. He looks just as good as every chart that we see on Twitter. Finally, so I think it's time, man. The Bateman has arrived.
And Matt, this is what we wanted you to come back looking like JB's grandma. This is what you should have been here like today.
It crossed my mind, man. I'm telling you.
I'm a little worried about JB's grandma. She might be down bad because like there's no jokes this year. It's just straight like they just need the advice. They might be looking at some 1-6 teams. So we got to help them out. Looking at Tricky Ricky Pearsall or Lucky Pearstrong. Okay, we got some jokes. We got some jokes in there.
Tricky Ricky.
Tricky Ricky. I like Tricky Ricky.
Tricky
I like
Ricky.
where we're going there. And then Mark Andrews or Tucker Kraft today, Matt.
Okay, I'm a big Mark Andrews guy. He has disappointed me so much to begin the year. The first game he exploded, of course, I sat him. I'm Andrews the rest of the year. I think I'm just going to ride or die with him this year. He's too good of a talent. He's shown us too much in the past, whether it's volume, whether it's in the limited targets it seems like he's been getting. I really, really think that he was just recovering from that preseason car accident. I think that was a real thing. I think they underplayed it, and that's just what NFL teams do. But as far as Mark Andrews goes, I'm very passionate. I'm fired up about it. I'm riding him the rest of the year.
Let's go. All right, I like it. Jonathan, I thought it was Jonathan Coachman for a minute, but it's Cocaine. Cocaine. Morning. With the loss of Higgins, I'm starting Hurts, Jacobs, Dobbins, Adams, Smitty, Kelsey, or I lost the LAC Dicker. That's a kicker.
No, he's playing like the Chargers
starting.
defense and Dicker the kicker. Should I flex Mooney or Bateman? Mooney is a target getter right now. After all the things I've said about Bateman, Mooney has a higher ceiling and floor right now. So,
and as the massive fan of the Swiss cheese Tampa Bay Buccaneers secondary, please play Mooney because they're going to give up so much work to him today. And then PPR, Bucky, Mostert, Tracy, or Algier. Needs one of those, Matt.
I'm probably going to go with Mostert, and I think that's probably not the popular one. He's been hurt most of the year. I did a lot of the training camp stuff for Football Guys, and a lot of was said. Now it could be coach speak. We always got to go back to that. They could just be telling us what we want, but they like Mostert and they view Mostert as an RB1. And I don't think he's had enough time to really establish whether he's cooked this year or not. I think the injury's kind of setting back a little bit. It wouldn't shock me at all if with Tua coming back, that offense looks a little different than even the beginning of the year looked, just because we're so far down. Things have changed. Mostert's back. I'd like him this week, but I wouldn't be shocked. A Bucky Irving would be the other guy. I don't think the final two are even close.
And then any upside on Debo's wrist or bubble gut status? He did tell that kid that he don't got the bubble guts anymore. So it seems like it might just be the wrist.
Yeah.
Oh, man. You can't discount bubble guts.
By the way, I feel that kid. I feel that kid.
Yeah. All right. And Michael in here, full PPR flex, need one. Ladd, Franklin, Downs. Jagger, pick one.
I don't hate Franklin. Right. Realistically, I think Franklin might have the highest ceiling if we're talking about it. Like I think I'd put in Franklin. Somebody talk me out of this.
No, I'm not going to. I need to see Anthony Richardson and Downs get on the same page, because
Yes,
it seems like they are
yeah.
complete. It seems like it's a Joe Flacco guy with Josh Downs, and last year the same thing. So not with Flacco, but with the other quarterbacks.
I like having Glad on my roster. I don't like having him in my lineup, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like he
someone's
feels like
injured,
a nice, break glass in case of injury sort of thing. But when he's in my lineup, I'm just nervous about it.
All right, I need one. Sutton, Pittman, or Warren. Jagger, pick one.
Oof. Pittman. I know Richardson will throw at him, so you know.
Mm-hmm.
And Sutton, Sutton's hard to trust.
This question confused me for a second, and then I used my brain. Tank or Bigsby, full PPR. So Tank Dell or Tank Bigsby. Jagger.
Bigsby, ETN is out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is it official?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And yeah. We did say he wouldn't look like he would not be playing today. So that confirms it. Jack is in here with us. Morning, Jack. Always great to see you. Mm-hmm. What'd you say, Jagger?
I said, Jack, me boy, like I'm Mr. Krabs.
Oh, okay. I didn't know who Mr. Krabs was, so that really got me. Tough Superflex, full PPR decisions. Chubb or Tolbert in the flex. Jagger.
I think I'm going to play Chubb. I like Tolbert, but it's PPR. Actually, I like Tolbert better. I know the Browns aren't very good, and I need to see everything. I need one more week to see it all together. Richardson or Winston as my second QB. Whew. Matt, you take that one.
I'm sitting here going back and forth. I think I'm going with Winston, and it's 100% because I feel like it'll be more fun to watch. Because we know how Jameis Winston likes to play football. He was in a situation where nobody thought we were going to see him on the field, and now he's the starting quarterback in what could be a fun offense. I mean, I know they're kind of offloading pieces, and they're rumored to offload even more, but Jameis Winston is just a fun fantasy player to watch. Yeah. It's either really good or horribly awful, and there's really no in between. I kind of like a little bit of a gamble.
I've said this before. Jameis Winston is fantastic to have in fantasy, but not on your team. Like on your personal team, like the entire times with the Bucks, it was just like it's like a roller coaster. So, but when he's not on your team, he's so much fun. Jack, thanks for being here. We appreciate you as always. Matt, we'll go to you. Debo, Montgomery, or Shakir?
David Montgomery for sure. I agree with what you guys were talking with Jeff earlier, where he's just an every week starter. He should be. After that, man, the Debo thing burned me last week, and I feel like pneumonia isn't exactly something that you just get over right away and then can play football. So I'm kind of fading him a little bit this week. I'd go Shakir.
All right. Ladarius is in here with us. Good morning, all.
Hey, Ladarius. Hey.
Guys, the cars are taking over. This is where we're at. Pixar puts a movie out, makes it all seem fun and happy. Oh, the cars are talking. And now, you got cars driving themselves. This is the pandemic, guys. Need to start to Debo or Devonta Smith, Higgins or Waddle. Matt, I almost called you. It's all right.
We're going to offend him. He's going to be like, who's this ugly dude with my name here? I would go with Devonta Smith and Waddle. I know Waddle's been super disappointing, but I'm trying not to look at my Miami players with any sort of bias, but I just get the ick now when I'm looking at them because of just what has happened with that offense. I do think that Tua bring back, it's like the whole, high tide raises all boats sort of thing. I think Waddle will be fine this week. And then, like I said earlier about Debo, it's just, I want to see him play again at a high level before I start putting him back in the lineups because I just don't think that that's something that we should look at and think he can recover immediately.
Oh, Timmy, I love the matching vests. Look at you guys go. Are those, wait a minute, maybe I don't love them. That's a questionable image in the middle. I'm not sure what it is. Jagger's left the show. He's figured out what it was, I think. Good morning.
They're little bears. They're little Christmas bears. As well.
Oh, it is a Christmas bear. Yeah. I was seeing something else for a second. I had some Mr. Hanky energy going on there. I wasn't sure, though.
That's on you.
You're jaded.
My oldest daughter thinks it's hilarious to tell our Alexa to play Mr. Hanky the Christmas Pooh year round. So good morning. If you had to start 2 in PPR, who would you go with? Kamara, Hunt, or Bigsby? Matt.
Kamara and Bigsby. Kamara and Bigsby. Confidently. No hesitation. Chips in the middle. Look the other person in the eye. Still playing.
There, love it. And JB's grandmama, I'm just happy to see you back, and I'm not going to put that up. Andrea, need 1 wide receiver and 1 flex. Jacker goes to look to see what it is. Christian Kirk, Jalen McMillan, or Bucky Irving. Matt.
I think I'm going with Bucky Irving here. I have Christian Kirk in some leagues, but he's another guy that I think I'd rather just see on a roster than see in my lineup right now until Trevor Lawrence figures out whatever's going on with them. Plus, I also think that BTJ is just such an outlier in that team that he's kind of taken over what I thought the value Christian Kirk had. And then like his Bucky Irving, I think we're seeing that team have some wide receiver weapons. And while Jalen McMillan's probably a good play this week, I think that they may be a little run heavy. And it wouldn't shock me if we saw that trio of running backs be the focal point of that offense today.
Very possible. And guys, just a reminder, Matt will be in the Discord, Football Guys Discord today, doing the Sunday morning AMA up until kickoff, from noon to kickoff. So get in there and ask your questions.
It's not going to be Zara, so sorry.
Yeah.
If you came here for that guy.
He actually bailed last. No, I'm kidding. He didn't bail last week. Christian Augustine celebrating the Beatles' White Album on the 35th anniversary of that album this week. I made all of that up. Hello, all. Assuming DK doesn't play, should I start Olave, Pop Douglas, or McMillan? So Olave is kind of a big name in there, but Pop Douglas has looked good a couple times this year. Jagger, where are we going there?
Olave can do a lot for himself, but he has a low floor because he plays for the Saints. Pop Douglas is a safe ceiling. I wouldn't start McMillan over either of these two.
All right, Mojo in here with us. Start Jacob Cowing or Ricky Pearsall. Matt, we're coming to you on this because if you get it wrong, apparently you're going to be punished.
Yeah, I was going to say this one has, I feel like, a lot of volatility on either side, but I'm going with Ricky Pearsall. To me, I agree that Cowing may be underrated a little bit, but I just don't think that he's going to get enough work. Now, neither of them could get. They both could have the opportunity to get skunked, I believe, but I think that Ricky Pearsall just has a better opportunity to get some more points.
Perfect.
I think he's just rated. Like, I think he's just fine where he's at.
Steve Fisher, good morning. So I have Daniels at quarterback with a late kick. Do I go in and pick up Rodgers at the early start for safety? PPR need to. So you've got Jaden Daniels. Are you going to grab Aaron Rodgers and start him over him at this point, Jagger?
I mean, I would grab Aaron Rodgers because I think the Jets have a late game too, a later game as well, and have that as a backup. But I'm not putting Aaron Rodgers over Jaden Daniels if he is healthy.
Yeah, not if healthy. Agreed there. And then Matt will come to you on the second part of the question. PPR need 2 of Mooney, JSN, Bateman, Ricky Pearsall.
I'm going to go with Mooney and JSN. I think that if DK is not feeling it today, I think JSN could have a big week. And then kind of like what Jagger was saying earlier, Mooney he's just got both the highest ceiling and the highest floor, I think, of the group there. And I think it's just because he's being used as a consistent target. He's not just like a gadget guy. He is somebody I think that offense looks to get the ball to in space. Yep. And I don't think that that's going to change this week. I'm not a big fan of Bateman, but he can do it. I wouldn't be shocked if you were just trusted the name a little bit more, but I think the top 2 talents are Mooney and JSN here.
Yeah. One of my good friends, Simon Grunewald over at Front Yard Fantasy, is the biggest Darnell Mooney fan. And we have been ragging on him for years about it. And for his bachelor party, he got to go to that Bucks Falcons Thursday night game where Mooney just went off. So that was really cool to see that happen for him. And this whole season has been great for Simon. So good job, Simon. Oh, wait, there was another part to that question there. Sam Laporta or Tucker Kraft? Jagger,
Kraft.
Which tight end?
Kraft.
Yeah, I agree. Hate to agree, but yes, I do. Clayton, full PPR, need 1 wide receiver and 1 flex. out of Flowers, Shakir, Chuba Hubbard, Tank Bigsby, also got Kraft or Andrews for tight end. But let's get that wide receiver out of the way first. It's going to be Flowers if he's playing.
Easily.
I know he's questionable, but it does look like he's going to be out there today. And then for the flex, I think Kraft and Andrews both play into this flex conversation. So Kraft or Andrews for tight end. I know we were kind of split on that. I would actually play Andrews over Kraft. I think Andrews is back.
Yeah.
So then out of those four, where are we going next?
I would put Bigsby in because ETN's out. So, yeah. Sucks that you can't play Kraft.
And Lions or Bears deep. Oh, that's a good dog. Terminal sarcasm. Why you been sitting on that? Oh, man. Look at that pup. Lions or Bears defense. This is sneaky because that Bears defense, if Marcus Mariota starts, is the 100% correct answer. But we're expecting
it's the Lions by a lot. It's the Titans. Okay. Yeah, it's the Titans.
Boy, I did discount that Titans. Okay, this is why Joey hosts and he doesn't give advice.
I also think Ryan Branch is the best safety in the league right now. And if you're an IDP guy, he's the #1 overall safety, and he is a dog. Every week, the dude can make a game-winning type of a play. Wouldn't shock me if he had a turnover today.
2024 draft that never ends. I got Brian Branch, and the homie is crushing it for me. I'm a big
nice.
He's insane.
In my IDP league, I took Aiden Hutchinson in the second round, and I felt really good for the first few weeks.
Oh, he was amazing when he was playing. It's just such a shame somebody like him get hurt like that.
He had me over 100 points one week in my IDP league with the 5 sack game. Yeah, it was insane.
You're in the right type of league.
I still lost that week somehow. I don't know how. All right, Neil Stanley. PPR, Watson or Downs? Jagger. Pick one of those guys.
Watson. Ugh, almost got sick saying that.
All right. And the car's talking to us again. Can't believe we're having this discussion.
We already answered
Drake
this.
May or Mahomes? What'd you say, Jack?
We answered this guy and this question.
We did? No,
yeah,
see,
Drake May.
Cars
or Mahomes, excuse me.
Chooch is in here. You guys. Scott Fishbowl, need a receiver. Roma Dunze, Tyreek Hill, I'm guessing. Or maybe could be Justice Hill. Because Justice Hill is basically a receiver on the Ravens. Or Tyler Boyd. I'm not going to read the second part of this.
Hill, Adunze, and Boyd. Like if it's Tyreek Hill, Hill. If it is not Adunze.
Yep.
Perfect. All right. And Liverpool is playing Arsenal, which is why the Go Gunners comments in there. And my father-in-law, for some odd reason, is an Arsenal supporter. I don't get it. He got into it after me. I think he did it just to piss me off. So congratulations. You've done it once again, Dave. You've pissed off your son-in-law. Sorry, Joe. I traded Najee. And you know what? Even if Arsenal wins today, Liverpool will still be at the top of the table over them. So, all right, I'm done. Joe will really fire me, not for cursing, but for talking about the other football. He hates it. I traded Najee and Brian Thomas Jr. for Jonathan Taylor and Michael Pittman. And 3 and 4, did he win?
He traded Najee and Brian Robinson Jr. I think it's you both won. If someone really needed running back depth, cool, they got it. You got a good running back, and you got like a wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3. And my voice cracked like I just hit puberty. And I'm sorry.
I was just about to make that joke, so I'm glad you made it on yourself because I was about to go there. Khalil Siegel, thanks for helping us move the show along. Morning, fellas. Need help on my wide receiver standard league. Pick 2. This is coming to you, Matt. Malik Neighbors, Devontae Adams, Jaden Reed, Romeo Dobbs, or Stephon Diggs. Appreciate your helps and thumbs up. Yeah, make sure to hit the little thumb up in the old chat.
Well, first of all, if this is your problem, you've got high quality problem here because I like a lot of I like everybody on this list. I think all of them have a huge upside, but personally, I would take Neighbors and I'm gonna go Diggs. Although I'm not. That's probably I would second guess that one myself, but I like Diggs. I think he's still a #1 receiver. I think that he's as motivated as he's ever been to play. Or at least in the last few years. So I could see his ceiling being the highest of them all. And Neighbors is just insane right now, and I don't think anybody has a solution for him yet.
I agree with what you're saying. Your analysis is spot on. I've got a feeling about Jaden Reed this week. He's my wide receiver 5. I absolutely love him against this Jaguars defense today. Could be wrong. It could just be a Christian Watson. What'd you say?
Champagne problems here.
Oh, nice reference. Yeah, Jagger, that's a Taylor Swift song, if you didn't.
Thank you.
You're welcome. JB Grandma, I can put this one up. Russell Wilson can catch these hands too. There you go. Has he been infected by AI? Have you heard this
Russell Wilson?
conspiracy theory? Yeah.
I mean, I think he's always been an AI person because he cares about his image a lot. That's just what you end up being like this algorithm of likable BS. Almost.
He's like those dudes on TikTok that act like NPCs, only that's his actual personality.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something's up there with that Russell Wilson guy. I don't know what it is. We'll figure it out though. Need one: Romeo Dobbs, Jalen McMillan, or Nick Chubb in PPR. Matt.
Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb's another one of those guys. I think that when he's healthy, you got to roll with him. I know it's scary. I know that we don't like to make huge wild statements here, but Nick Chubb, let's not forget he was one of the best running backs in the entire league prior to this terrible injury, and it was terrible, but he was also squatting more in rehab than I think most people will in their entire lives. And I think that just certain people, without trying to be funny, are just built different. I do think he is one of those people that he is just mentally and physically a different type of person. And I like having those dudes in my lineup.
You can be funny if you want on the show. One of us is trying always, and he keeps failing. Birdie or Murray?
Birdie. Murray.
All right. And just a reminder, Matt's going to be heading over to that Discord in just a few minutes to answer those Sunday morning kickoff questions. And then Mojo, it's got Diggs, Mooney, Lockett, and Dobbs. He can only start 3 of them. So you can only start 3 of them. So which one are you going to sit? This is for standard and PPR. Okay,
Lockett
so he
for
needs.
me.
Okay, so would Lockett be your sit in both formats? Okay. Yeah. Okay. I wasn't disagreeing with you. I'm an AI. I just had a little breakdown there. I have Daniels and Nix to start today. So between those two, if Daniels starts, I think it's Daniels over Nix. And rib injuries can come back with one bad hit. Is it safe to play Bo Nix? Safe to play him, but
I mean, I think it's safe to play him. I don't know if it's going to help you win a league. I think it's better than the alternative if Daniels does get hit, but I don't go into stuff like that thinking one hit for anybody could set you out. So I don't think you should go into it thinking that.
The Book of LB came in here with this question, and a couple other people said, hey, I've got this same dilemma today. So Kraft or Otten?
Kraft.
Jagger.
I think we're way too excited about Otten. I mean, I think he's all right, but Kraft is just a good player, and I don't know why we're fading him for Otten, who's an okay player.
Yeah, I think people see what the volume could be for Otten, and they get a little excited. But
I'm one of those people, Joey. I really am.
I love Cade Otten, but I'm just afraid he's going to play like a bowling ball today and just keep falling on his head, and he's going to get knocked out of this game with a concussion, because that was scary watching him play last week when he was doing flips. And then, like I mentioned, Tito, he's got a dilemma too. All right. Top of the morning, fellas. I love that. Start one in the flex, Otten, D-Hop, or Bucky Irving. Matt.
Bucky Irving here. I think I'm excited to watch D-Hop in Kansas City, but I just don't know yet, and I want to see something big before I start investing in him, because I just think I like Hopkins as a receiver. I do think he's in the twilight of his career, and I'm really in on Bucky Irving this week, especially, like I said, since Tampa Bay is just dying in the passing game right now. So I think Bucky can see big volume this week.
Perfect. All right. And then Matt, we're going to give these questions since Matt asked it. 12-team full PPR, and I need to start 2 of the following: Shakir, Judy, Jalen McMillan, or Wan'Dale Robinson. Matt.
Wan'Dale Robinson here, because who doesn't love watching a dude get 9 catches and 23 yards? It's a full point PPR too, so that makes him pretty valuable, honestly. And then I think that Shakir here, but I like Judy this week also. I think that Jameis Winston makes that offense fun, and Jerry Judy is one of those guys that's been bugging me for, it feels like, 5 years. But for the first time in a while, I'm back. But Shakir's safer. So I wouldn't be shocked if you played Judy over Shakir, but I think Shakir's safer.
All right, Matt. Well, hey, we want to thank you so much for joining us and cutting your honeymoon short 3 days to be here with us today. Do you have any parting words for our lovely audience today?
Yeah, we don't play this game to have fun. We play this game to win. So listen to the advice that these guys are giving you every week and win your league. Who wants to go out there and just, well, I hope my opponent has fun? No, I hope he loses by 40 so I can text him about it until next year's matchup.
My wife's philosophy for fantasy football is what Matt just said. Like, I just hope everybody has fun. She has a shirt that says, I just hope both teams win. Like, yeah, I agree with Matt. Get out of here. All right, Matt, thank you so much for being here with us today. And we will have the right overlay next time. I apologize. I think I deleted it on accident.
Hey, don't apologize to me. Apologize to Z.
I will. All right. Have a good one. All right. Now, what is going on now? Because now my name's not up here. So now I see how it feels. Adam, how are we doing today, buddy?
What's up, boys? Been a while.
It has. Where you been?
I was in the lovely state of Hawaii, relaxing, taking a nice little vacation. So it's good to be back, though. Good to be back. I don't know if I seem relaxed. Do I look relaxed?
Do you look relaxed? Yes, you do.
Thank you.
And your lighting's different. What's up with the lighting?
Mixing it up a little bit, trying to get a little brighter, a little sunnier, a little happy, some good vibes.
All right, and kudos, Jagger. You've got the slides up before I even need to get to them today. So, Adam, you're here for one reason and one reason only, because you know about injuries. No, we love you. You're here for many, many reasons, but let's get into these injuries, break them down a little bit more. First one off the top, Jaden Daniels. What are we expecting him to be out there today? It's looking optimistic. Last I saw, what's the word?
Yeah, it is looking optimistic. I think it's a good sign that Washington didn't elevate another quarterback off of their practice squad. That's usually a telling sign when a team does that about what availability they're going to have for a player. So I think signs are pointing to Jaden Daniels playing this week. I told our Football Guys subscribers, I wasn't going to be too surprised if he didn't practice a lot this week. A lot of this injury is going to come down to pain management. So I'm expecting him to get an injection before the game to help with some of that pain management. I was, backstage listening to a couple questions, and they were talking about Jaden Daniels' risk factor, things like that. Looking at the data, there's a relatively low re-injury rate with this injury. Assuming Jaden Daniels does not have a fracture, it's a rib contusion or something like that. Re-injury rate's pretty low. Fantasy production not too limited, so I'm okay playing him. He's kind of buried. I was looking this morning at our Football Guys rankings. He's kind of buried in the rankings, I think, because a lot of people are assuming he would not play. I'm okay having him in that kind of QB 6 to 8 range. I'm looking at some guys, Caleb Williams, Sam Darnold obviously already played, Brock Purdy, Joe Burrow. I'm okay having him in that tier.
Perfect. All right. And then Zay Flowers, questionable, but he looks like he is going to be out there today. Tyreek Hill, Bucky Irving, and T. Higgins. He is out. We do know that now. He was questionable earlier today. Adam, what is up with T. Higgins?
It sounds like a quadricep strain. Average time missed for those type of injuries for wide receivers is about 2 weeks. So I would not be shocked if T. Higgins missed next week. It was a later injury that he popped up with later in the week. Sustained that injury at practice. So assuming that is a quadricep strain, it would not be surprising if he missed week 9 as well.
All right. And then expected to play today, Tua, Jonathan Taylor, Dalvin Cook, Bryce Young. Chris Olave cleared the concussion protocol, so that was good to see. George Kittle, Deebo Samuel has got the wrist injury, Adam. I wanted to talk to you about that one. That's kind of one of he is expected to play, but it is kind of a question mark. What are you expecting from Deebo today?
Yeah, I expect him to be active. Honestly, it's obviously been a weird situation with Deebo Samuel. He was dealing with pneumonia earlier last week and was actually hospitalized for that. So I think for him, the wrist injury obviously plays a factor, but what's his conditioning look like this week? Is he able to get a full complement of snaps? I think that would be the biggest question. He is projecting to be active. I think he's in flex consideration, but it depends on some of your options. I don't think Deebo Samuel, just because there's so many question marks, is a set it and forget it player this week.
Perfect. And then Lag McConkey also expected to be out there today. Not expected today. Travis Etienne Jr. Is he ever going to see the field for the Jaguars again?
I think so. He was definitely closer this week than he was last week, looking at practice reports. If you got Tank Bigsby, you're just reaping the rewards, though. This should be another nice Tank Bigsby week. But Travis Etienne, probably 50-50 shot for next week, but it sounds like he's getting closer.
Perfect. All right. Alan Lazard also not expected to play today. DK Metcalf, they said they're going to test him out pregame. What are you hearing on DK, Adam?
Yeah, it's an MCL sprain, and initially Seattle came out and said, it was a mild MCL sprain, which probably points to it being a grade 1 sprain, which is the most minor of that injury. It's still an MCL sprain. Those are tough. They're historically challenging for NFL wide receivers. Would not be shocked if Deebo Samuel, even though they called the injury, relatively minor, if Deebo Samuel missed a couple of weeks with an MCL sprain. Those are painful injuries. They're tough injuries. It makes cutting difficult. So, could he play with a brace? Yes, but Deebo Samuel might miss. I'm sorry, DK Metcalf might miss some time.
I was only going to correct you if you didn't correct yourself at the end. So well done there. You rebounded well.
We got a lot of players. We got a lot of injuries.
We do, sadly. I hate seeing it. Quentin Johnson also expected not to be out there, and Derek Carr. All right. And guys, let's just hop right back into the questions. Juice Pig. Full PPR, need a flex start. Kittle or Waddle with Tua's return, Adam?
I think I'm gonna play George Kittle, and I typically don't like doing that in the flex spot, but he's our tight end 1 in Football Guys this week. Looking at consensus ranks, I really like George Kittle, especially with Brandon Ayuk being out and question marks around Deebo Samuel this week.
And then T. Higgins is not playing. Bigsby or Lockett, Jeff? Jagger. It happened. Oh, you're muted.
Bigsby.
Yeah. I didn't even need you to unmute to know that one. All right. And then Mahomes, Knicks, or Baker in 4 points per touchdown. Adam, where are we going there?
Ooh. I know Knicks has a nice matchup. I don't know. I'm one of those guys. I'd have a really hard time benching Mahomes ever if I had Patrick Mahomes on my team.
Yeah, it's tough. If Baker had his receiving options out there, I think it's a no-brainer Baker. But
sure,
he's thrown to rookies and washed-up Giants wide receivers, so that's tough.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sterling Shepard. I shouldn't. He's on my team. Why am I dogging him like that? I don't know. All right, Ferguson or Auden, Jagger.
Otten, because Ferguson is going against the Terminator.
Mm-hmm. And Matt's in here with us. Tolbert, Christian Watson, or Bateman in the flex. He needs help, and he's sad about it. He's not so happy about it, Adam. Where are we going there?
I think I'm going to play Rashad Bateman. He's looked pretty good. I know, me saying that, I'm like, is this 2017? What year is this that we're recommending Rashad Bateman for play? But I think I'm going to go there.
All right. And then Devonta Smith or Tank Bigsby? Jagger, we know you love Tank. How much?
I'm still going to play Tank here. I just like the safety right now. Yeah.
And then Clubhouse leader for name of the day, Washed Up Scout. Do I drop Devin Singletary or pick up Braylon Allen? Adam.
Yeah, these ones are always these ones are always tough because it obviously depends on roster construction. I'd be okay with it. I mean, if something happened to Breece Hall, like Braylon Allen would be a top 5 to 8-ish running back. He'd be a hot waiver wire ad. Devin Singletary, hasn't been great, kind of splitting stuff with Tyron Tracy. He's kind of a roster clogger at this point, so I'd be okay with it.
All right. And Bogard Velasco, that's a good name. I'm not going to lie. Mayfield or Wilson versus the Giants? Jagger, where are you going there?
Mayfield against Atlanta. Atlanta's been in a lot of shootouts. Mayfield, he's been playing MVP football. Let's just say it, guys. He's been playing MVP football.
Ooh. Okay, we're gonna unpack this for a second. What would it take for Baker to become the MVP? Playing like he is now, would it take Lamar Jackson injury? Because I feel like that would need to happen.
Yeah,
but we don't. It would take
Lamar. Yeah, it would take, like, to me right now, the MVP is Lamar. Then Baker and Jared Goff are right now racing for second. And that's, to me, it's just objectively true. You could argue Jaden Daniels, but MVP is kind of a recency bias thing. And Jaden Daniels didn't play football for 1 week. So,
I mean, yeah. Sure, but yeah. Boy, if Baker wins the MVP, what will I do? Let's figure that out, chat. I want to hear what you think I should do if Baker wins the MVP. All right, Debo or Zay Flowers? Adam, which one?
I didn't talk about Zay Flowers' ankle injury too much. He's got some question marks. He did play through the injury last week, but his mechanism fit possibly a high ankle sprain. I think the reason the probability of him playing this week means he doesn't have a high ankle sprain, but maybe an eversion ankle sprain. I know that doesn't mean a lot to you guys or our audience, but just looking at fantasy production for players coming off those injuries, they see about a 20% decrease in fantasy points. Rashad Bateman's playing well. Zay Flowers is another one of those guys that I'd consider options. And I think Deebo Samuel might be one of those players I'd be willing to play over him.
Well, it means a lot to me now, Adam, because you explained it, what it should mean to me. And it does now. Sometimes that's what you need.
I just need this or this from you.
Yeah. Stop talking, nerd.
Yeah. Well, our glasses ratio is off this week. Usually Jagger has the glasses. So do I need to put these back on so we can have some balance on the show again?
No, let Joey shine. It's glasses day for
Joey. Joey
Fair
woke
enough.
up and said no contacts today. Rashad Bateman or Michael Pittman Jr.? Jagger.
Bateman, kind of. I mean, they have the same ceiling and floor if you think about it. And who has a real core? And I like Richardson as a prospect, but he's just not good right now. So I think I'd rather have Rashad Bateman.
All right, Paul in here. Hi guys. If Higgins is not playing, so should he start Bigsby or Tank Dell? I think it's going to be Bigsby across the board here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Bernardo Rodriguez. Starting lineup is Jordan Love, Saquon Barkley, Alvin Kamara, Amon St. Brown, Devontae Adams, Ingram, Brian Thomas Jr. Do I put in Montgomery? One, congratulations on bragging on your lineup with us here today. But David Montgomery over any of those guys?
Monty over Adams is the only one. Obviously, you can't put him over a QB or a tight end. Or actually, Brian Thomas Jr. It's one of those two on there. And I think I lean Devontae Adams.
Yeah, you got a great team. I think you're going to be good either way. Steve, shoot on earlier first question. Forgot one. I need one wide receiver in PPR of Mooney, JSN, Pearsall, McMillan, and Bateman. I think it's a 2 right off the top.
Yeah.
All right. Chris, newbie. Ooh, I like that little image you got there. I think I just joined a cult. Wise ones, thanks for being part of my regular Sunday morning pit. It looks like something from like Midsommar or like an Ari Aster movie, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Okay. You got the reference. Thanks for being part of my regular Sunday morning fantasy prep. No, Chris, thanks for letting us be part of your prep. Happy PPR, Dobbs, Chubb, or Brian Robinson, not Junior. Thanks, Adam.
Picking 2. I'm picking
Robinson.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Not Junior.
I just thought he was like, you know what, Brian Robinson, he stands on his own. He doesn't need his father's name.
Yeah, I'd be playing Chubb and Bijan or Brian Robinson, either or. It doesn't matter. I'd pick both of them over Dobbs.
Yeah.
All right. Start one out of this motley crew of wide receivers. Mooney, Brian Thomas Jr., Marvin Harrison Jr., or Tank Dell. Jagger, pick one.
I think right now I'm moving Mooney up, and I just like him over Marvin Harrison Jr., even though I do like the shootout. Am I crazy, Adam, to put Mooney in over Marvin Harrison Jr. right now?
No, I mean, I've been off the grid a little bit, but I did catch some like Marvin Harrison Jr. talk this week. And obviously like the Cardinals having him run a bunch of go routes and he doesn't have a lot of success on that and how he's not being used properly. So until we see some of that proper production, I'd be okay with that.
So I'm going to, you can't just tell me you're off the grid and have me ask questions about it. Like, are we talking like no cell phone off the grill or like no laptop? Like
I mean,
beach? Like how
I'm still a company man. I had to get those football guys injury articles in every week. I wanted to keep Joe.
Because I will check.
No, I'm trying to keep, Joe's watching it all the time. I'm trying to keep my job, Joey. I just, it was choosing to be off the grid, putting the cell phone away. spend some time with family, staying off social media. So it was a little bit of a mental vacation as well. But so I haven't been too much up on football stuff, but I did catch some stuff, and I caught some stuff on Marvin Harrison.
I made some chicken Alfredo on Thursday, and I went to grab the salt, and I got a text from Joe. He's like, a little too much salt there, Joey. I was like, oh, wow. So he is always watching. I'm surprised it took this long. Vite Queen brings in our first Taysom Hill question of the day. The Muth against the Giants or Taysom Hill against the Chargers. Full point per reception. Jagger.
Dave Kluge right now is like breaking his hand from trying not to put Taysom Hill everywhere in his lineups. But I think I'm going to put the Muth in against the Giants. They have poor secondary and linebackers. They're basically all trench and no secondary. And Russell Wilson has been better than Justin Fields, and I'm eating crow about it.
Brandon, full PPR, Pickens or White in the flex? Adam.
Bless you. Question mark. I would pick.
That was a burp.
Well, you could have just said.
I could have said thank you, but I want our audience to know what was going on.
I'm gonna go with George Pickens, especially with Bucky Irving being active this week, 3-man committee in Tampa Bay. Basically, I'm gonna go Pickens in a PPR league.
All right, Tito with another question: Lad or Bucky?
Buck.
Mark in here, not with a question. He's coming with a statement with a goat. Oh goodness, Elijah Moore is better than Cedric Tillman. That's your statement you've made.
I don't know about that. I think it could be equal, and they're both low. I think it's closer to that.
All right. And then Najee or Modert, Adam. Do you like Modert this week?
I do. He I'm gonna go with Najee, but I don't love it. There's never been a player on a opposing manager's team with Najee Harris that I've been less scared of. Like whenever I see somebody I'm playing against Najee Harris, I'm just like, oh, I'm not worried at all. It's Najee Harris. It's like 6 to 8 points. Forget about it.
And I love this next question because it's like the two players of the day. Mooney or Tank Dell? Jagger, pick one. Who's your guy?
Half PPR, I'm going to play Tank. If it was full PPR, it'd be Mooney.
All right. River, 74X. Bo Nix or Kyler Murray?
Kyler Murray. Where are we at, guys? Like,
yeah,
what
it's Kyler.
Like, just
I get it.
Stop it.
Yeah. And then, oh yeah, Chris, you're doing that thing, or you should repeat the chance to get me to join the cult. Like I've already said, I'm going to join. You don't got to put it in there more than once. Eric, all steps up, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, could be. Yeah.
He could, but like, I'm not.
Yeah.
Okay. I have to say this.
Yes. Go ahead.
Kyler Murray has only got, he got 13 points in 1 week. Besides that, he hasn't had less than 16 points in every week. Last week he had 23 points and he rushes guys. Like, stop it. Sorry.
But Call of Duty came out. You did not factor that in. You did not factor that into your
Black
analysis.
Ops 6 did come out. You're right.
So Sleeper changed Kyler Murray's picture? Is that a guy from Black Ops 6?
That's Peter Stormare. It's like the commercial.
And I apologize. I don't remember the Twitter handle, but someone tweeted out Kyler Murray's fantasy points pre Call of Duty drops and post Call of Duty drops, and they consistently drop. And I know it's just a coincidence. It's a coincidence, I know, but it was super funny. And with all that said, yeah, I'm playing Kyler Murray as well.
Like, it's a real world thing. Like, I don't think that that's terrible analysis. I don't. Like, you know.
It is funny though.
It is funny. Wash Up Scout saying bye T. Just saying goodbye to him. Tua or Anthony Richardson? Tua. CJ wants to know.
Tua.
Yeah, it's Tua. Yeah, I got Tua in my top 10 this week. I'm pretty strong on him. I like the matchup. Could be out there making a statement. Wish he put a Guardian cap on, but that's his decision. What?
So this is a real question, a real quarterback question, and I'm not going to like fly off the handle about.
Skip B in here. Baker, Kyler, or Caleb? Jagger. I don't want you to fly off the handle, so I'll go to Adam. Which one?
I'm I actually have this similar situation for me, and I'm going to play Caleb Williams over Kyler Murray this week, especially if Jaden Daniels comes. I feel like that's going to be like a rookie shootout. Like who's better? Both guys are going to play out, so I'm going to put Caleb Williams in for the starting quarterback over Kyler.
All right, and then Bigsby over Pollard. We're pretty strong on Bigsby this week. Half PPR flex 2 out of Khalil Shakir, Dontavian Wicks, Josh Downs, Cedric Tillman, Tucker Kraft. Adam, where are we going?
I feel like this one could be one that we all disagree on a lot. I'm personally going to pick Shakir and Tucker Kraft, but I'm not super convincing on that, and I could be talked into anyone else.
No, dude, we agree. That's actually exactly what I'd pick.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't missed a beat.
Yeah. We this is what we do. Washed Up Scout. I'm going to say your name every time it comes up because it's just so much fun to say. What are people doing with New York Giants running backs? I don't know why I read like Jerry Seinfeld, but I did. So what's the deal with New York Giants running backs? Adam, what's the deal with them?
I'm trying to say, there it is. That's a Purdue helmet. Tyron Tracy, Purdue grad. That's all you need to know where my stance is. I'm a big Tyron Tracy guy. Like I said in an earlier question, I'd be okay dropping Devin Singletary. Tracy's got a little more upside. He's flashed. He's looked good. So I'd be okay with it.
Yeah. Adam, I just remember, you are a Purdue guy. What's the men's basketball season looking like?
Are they so good?
Top 5?
We're going to be I think we're ranked in the top 15. I know our audience is super interested in this. I think we're going to be in the top 15. Everyone's like, oh, not going to have Zach Edey. They're going to be bad. We're going to be okay. We're going to be good. Big 10 runs through West Lafayette. That's all anyone needs to know.
All right. I love that. Jesse, really need some advice with this one. Well, we're going to give it to you. Tank Bigsby or Amari Cooper? First time we've seen Amari Cooper's name. Is it still Tank?
With the chest. Yeah.
Tank. Luca, welcome in. Hey guys, good morning. Did you sleep in, Luca? We've been here all morning. Brees Hall, Kenneth Walker, or James Cook? And I'm going to throw a hot take on this question because I'm going to be different than everyone else. Jagger, I'll go to you.
Kenneth Walker. Yeah, Kenneth Walker.
Kenneth Walker is my RB1 this week. I feel like he is going to be the top running back this week. I love the matchup. Love what he's doing. Yeah. Half PPR start 2. Flowers, Shakir, Worthy, or Wandale. Please help. Thank you. Adam, please help him. Thank you.
No problem. PPR start 2. I'm going to put Shakir in there, and then I guess it depends on your matchup and your lineup. I really like playing Xavier Worthy just because he could have a 15-point play and kind of win you a week. So he's somebody that if I can, I would flex.
Yin and yang. Like Flowers and Shakir are kind of the same for me as far as usage. Flowers has a little bit higher ceiling since he's kind of the one there. But if you need some upside, Worthy is like the yang player. Like Adam said, all he needs is that one.
Speaking of sleeping in, Scampers, welcome to the show. Good morning, beautiful people.
Like we missed our dude on the ground. You missed what's up, dude? What's up?
Did you know T. Higgins is out, Scampers? Like, Did you even know that this morning? Probably not. Prime Iverson. Yeah, that was him in his prime for sure. Man, Prime Iverson that was something to behold. Those fun times. Half PPR, sit 1, Rashad White, Tank Bigsby, or Marvin Harrison Jr. So we know we're going to start Tank, but who are we sitting at of Rashad White and Marvin Harrison Jr.? Jagger.
White, because talk about yin and yang. MHJ is the sacrificial X, but that does mean all he needs is that one.
All right. And then Pollard or Stevenson, Adam?
With Tajay Spears out, I think I'm going to go Tony Pollard.
Okay. And Jack, we recognize you every week. Amari Cooper, McConkey, or Chubb, Jagger?
Coop, and then Chubb, then McConkey.
And Bryant's struggling to pick between Rashad White and Jalen Waddle in the flex. Adam, help him decide.
Waddle with Tua back.
And Nick's Baker or Rogers is going to be Baker Mayfield for me. And we already got that. Chat, help. No, we're here. Hopefully you stayed with us, Prime Iverson. We crossed over. We got that for you. Mason Tipton or Sterling Shepard. Oh, you're down bad. Yeah.
Mhm.
Man.
Sterling,
going,
I
Jagger?
think. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's Sterling. One, I just know his name. So,
Yeah. And then Nate,
true.
I'm going to come to you on this, Adam, because it is a risk. Like, do you start Drake May against the Jets, or do you just go with Jaden Daniels? And
I go with Jaden Daniels. It is a risk, but we talked a little bit earlier about like that tier I would pull Jaden Daniels up to. And like I said, I mean, anybody can get hurt. He does have a previous injury, but a lot of the historical data does not show a high re-injury rate. So Jaden Daniels should be in that QB second tier of guys that we were talking about. So I'd play him over Drake May.
all right, and Murdoch, for your question here, it's going to be Tank Bigsby in the flex. For your wide receiver, I'm putting Debo in because I've got Ricky Pearsall. And that if Debo does not play, I plug in Ricky Pearsall. That's the
Perfect.
move I'm going to make because I want that upside with Debo. Sorry, Mark. And do you guys see Deontay Johnson getting traded in the next week?
please be a Patriot, man. Mark,
I did a good
you and
spot
your
for him.
goat, your little Black Phillip goat there. If that happens, buddy, we're going to party. But that's just me being a Pats fan. But I think he's gone. And I think the team realizes they should get what they can and they need to rebuild from their rebuild.
You'll never know how many Black Phillip jokes I've made going to petting zoos. And I've been to a lot of petting zoos because I've got 2 kids over the years.
Yeah.
Every time I see a black goat, I'm just like quoting lines from The Witch.
Yeah.
That's what I do. All right. Father of the year. Who would be a better flex and half PPR? Tucker Kraft or Jacoby Myers? Give me Tucker Kraft. Jacoby Myers is still questionable. Cole Kmet or Dalton Schultz for national tight end of the day. Yeah. It's national tight end day today. So where are we going there, Adam? On this glorious holiday.
I'm going to go with Cole Kmet.
All right. And then Olave, Tolbert, Rico, or Pearsall. Jagger.
Tolbert. And then if Debo doesn't play, Pearsall.
And then one more, Otten or Schultz. It's going to be Kate Otten. And I don't know why this graphic made me laugh. Dobbs or Dell, Adam.
Oh boy, Tank Dell, I guess.
And Waddle over JSN will be Waddle. The QB question's interesting because Bo Nix, Drake May. I'm still on Bo Nix here at this point. Russell Wilson, still going Bo, and then we get Anthony Richardson. So Bo Nix or any of those other 3 guys. Where are we going, Jagger?
Bo Nix because he's against the Panthers.
Yeah.
Terrible. Russell Wilson versus A-Rich. A-Rich, terrible. So I'm going with Russell Wilson.
Okay. There you go. And Travis Etienne is not playing. Yes, we know that, Andrea. Thank you so much.
Thank you for taking Scamper's spot. You know what, Scamper? You're getting benched next week. Andrea, You're up. You're up.
Yep. We're kicking that cat to the curb. And Vincent saying hi. Oh, Hill in. I thought he was just saying hi. Oh, no. Yeah. Hill is in. All right. And then Scampers, you're right back. You totally redeemed yourself. Jalen Waddle versus Arizona. Austin Echobugs or Chuba Robert Shamar Huber. Oh, is that really his name?
No, I don't. Maybe. I don't know. Like I can't say no.
Scampers doesn't lie. You know? So, yeah, we got to pick one of those guys. Adam, say a funny name. Which one of the funny names is it going to be?
So I have to sit one of these 3 guys?
Mm-hmm.
Probably Chuba, Robert, Shamar, Hubbard would be my choice.
My daughter, she's in a league and she's 6-1, by the way. I'm very proud of her. Her flex decision this week was Jalen Waddle or Rashad White. And she picked Jalen Waddle because of the touchdown dance. Like I'm proud of her. Like that was her reasoning behind it. And it's probably
you can't argue with her process. She's 6-1. She's 6-1.
Chris with the avatar of me waking up every morning. Cedric Tillman,
His name
Bucky
really is
Irving.
Chuba Robert Shamar Hubbard.
It is?
And he's from Canada. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that checks out. Adam, Cedric Tillman, Bucky Irving, or Tyrone Tracy? Oh, Winnie the Pooh.
I'm going to go with Bucky.
All right. And I have AJ as the wide receiver 1, Reed, Mooney, or Tank for the wide receiver 2. It's Jaden Reed for me out of those 3 guys. And then the flex, so Mooney or Tank in the flex. And then we've been saying Tank Dell all day. But if it's Tank, we've been saying Tank Bigsby all day. If it's Tank Dell, what would you do with Mooney or Tank Dell?
Yeah. Mooney.
Okay.
Agreed.
And then snuck Lucky Pierre past the goalie, my sweeties. Don't know what that is.
You don't know what that means. So, like,
yeah.
you're probably wrong audience. I'm going to Google this later where I can't show my shame on camera.
Oh, boy. Literally, JB's grandmama, as soon as the show's done, we're all Googling Lucky Pierre. And actually, that's where the show's going to end today. Guys, thank you so much for watching us today and dealing with our shenanigans as normal. Head over to the Discord if you've got any questions. I see we missed a lot. I hate that we missed them, but, happy that you're all here with us. Jagger, any final words to the audience today?
Like I said, guys, it seems like a trap day, so be prepared for disappointment and know that we're right here with you. And like we missed one earlier, we missed an idiom. I think we hit whatever it takes, but I actually forgot which one we missed as far as the football sayings, like just win, baby. I think that's one that we missed. So
honestly, when you guys talk, I just kind of zone out because that's the only time I have. Like when I do these little breaks, it's the only time I have during the show to shut up. But here I am talking again. Adam, what do you got for the people?
It's not even lying.
I think that's good, honestly. I don't want to take away from any of the shine there. So I think I'll just leave it with what Jagger said. It all sounds good.
Just win, baby.
Just win. Yeah. Everybody have a happy week. Happy Halloween to all you heathens out there celebrating. Hope all you ghosts and ghouls have a good time. And we'll see you next week here. All right. Bye, guys.